everyone. I'm Emily Bell, Executive Director of our North Central region of Canine Companions.
And I'm Adrena Spracker, Program Director. It's been a busy year. To date, we've placed 53 new service dog teams and kicked off our therapy dog program here in Columbus and in Pittsburgh.
We also hosted a successful Sit, Stay, Sparkle gala and also a very successful dog fest that raised more than $500,000 to support our mission. This year, we also saw our supporters go all in with our advocacy efforts around National Service Dog Month, helping us to secure 22 proclamations throughout our region.
In this season of giving, please know how thankful we are for each of you and all that you do to continue making North Central successful. And when we think back, what strikes us most is how our Canine Companions community came together to make a lasting impact through sharing their time, talents, and financial support.
Today, it is our pleasure to share with you the story of one amazing family and the reasons why they decided to show their faith in Canine Companions by becoming members of our Heritage Society. We hope you enjoy this reminder of the power of gratitude. As we move further into the holiday season, we wish you days filled with joy, family, and friendship of the human and canine variety.
I'm Mike McCarley. I am 25 years old and I live in Indiana, obviously, with my mom.
And I'm his mom, Hillary McCarley. I'm not going to tell my age, but Michael and I are quite a pair now. We take Dee almost everywhere we go with us. Well, you go back to when my late husband, Kevin, and I started a support group at a local church that we attended, and they were very receptive in hosting a support group. And one of the first speakers we had was Jane and Brandon Scott, and they brought their dog. So the entire group learned about Canine Companions and the benefit of service dogs. And as Kevin and I were going home, we said, well, I just wonder if that might be a solution, you know, for Michael, a way to, at the time he was in the wheelchair. He'd gone through maybe 8 surgeries by that time. And you know, when you're in a wheelchair, there is a stigma. And we felt like that stigma would be a way to allow people to talk to Michael about other things than his disability. What I found so interesting about the process was that Michael, when he was around the dogs, when we were on the campus, he was so calm. And when he was away from the dogs or, you know, in, say, a meeting room, there was anxiety, and the dogs made all the difference in the world. So we knew we were making one of the best moves we could make for Michael. What was your first dog's name?
Durbin.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found out that I was going to have Durbin as my first service dog for Canine Companions, I knew that my life would change.
Well, what are some of the things that Dee and Durbin have done for you?
The things that she does for me is she's very playful.
Mm-hmm.
And she's very loving.
Does she sleep with you?
She does. She sleeps with me all the time.
And she goes with you places?
Yes.
Does she make you feel like you have a best friend?
Yes, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And when I look at Dee, I realize that she and I were the perfect match for each other because she is my angel.
Right. So Kevin and I were married for going on 28 years. We were together for 30 years.
Which is a long time.
And we were so lucky to have Michael in our world. Kevin was just such a kind and and caring man. He absolutely loved dogs, and some of his fondest memories as he was growing up were the poodles that he and his family had. And so it wasn't if we were going to get a dog, it was when. So we had a real interest of seeing this program and hoping that it would work out for Michael. Kevin was always sick. He had Crohn's disease for 40 years. And so he did miss work, and he had surgeries for the entire time that we were married. He had times of remission, but he always was so happy when he was around dogs. And one of the things that when Kevin was ill and he became on disability, it was very clear that he needed something to do. And so the first thing out of his mouth was, "I want to be a puppy raiser." And so that's what he did. We got on the list, and it just worked out. Moritz came into our life, and
Well, he was about this little.
he was little. And
Yes.
so Moritz and Durbin, the first dog, were together all the time. And I think Moritz had a very good teacher in Durbin, because Durbin was also just a perfect dog. Loved to work, loved to put on the vest and go with us. So Kevin was probably one of the best puppy raisers you could have. Being a puppy raiser for Kevin was therapy for him. I think you have someone with such a chronic illness that you lose touch with working every day. And he was still, so young. You lose touch with friends, and so the dogs were absolute therapy for him. I think they did as much good for him as they did for Michael. When you have a child that has a disability, and you also have then a husband that is also fragile, you plan much more than you ever thought that you needed to. And when we decided to work on our legacy, Canine Companions was one of the first things that we thought about, because of what the service animals have done for Michael, what they've done for Kevin. So we started putting that plan in place. It's probably one of the most feel-good things we've ever done. They played such a role in our lives, and we just don't have that many years without the dogs. And it just is very important to also give back. And giving back is one of the most important things that I think that you can do for an organization. One of the reasons we are doing that is because we want as many people to be able to have their life filled with service animals and with the joy that this program has brought us. And that's a sure reason to give back. Being a Heritage Society member is extremely special, and it puts us in the same group of people that also feel the same way. And that is that we are giving back to an organization that touches our heart. It touches our soul. And it's very important to make sure that you honor organizations that have been a big part of your life. Canine Companions is certainly one of those. It's never easy to talk about what's going to happen later in life, but we all know that we need to protect ourselves. And that's the reason why Kevin and I made a concerted effort to put a plan in place. No matter your age, it's very important to start thinking about the what ifs. There's a program called Free Will that guides you through the process, and it will allow you to choose and think on your own terms exactly what you want in those plans. She just is the sweetest personality, and I will say that no matter what your age is, this organization reaches the young and the old, and if you have the ability to help in any way, what better way is it to allow for families years from now to be able to have this type of joy brought into their life. Just the fact that no matter if your donation is small or large, your age, young or old, there's a place for you. And I can't think of anything better than to make sure that this organization is sustained for many years to come.